Alright, Schlockmeisters fans, we're going to watch a new Blu-ray I recently picked up. It's called The Return, 1982, science fiction. Let's check it out. We're starting in the past here, maybe around the late 50s, and we have two kids, don't know each other, in a New Mexico town, and there's a ball of light in the air. That's called a spaceship. On the other side of town, here's Vincent Chevalier, some sort of miner, and the light's hitting him too, and his dog. What does it all mean? 25 years later, there's a little girl, Cybill Shepherd.
Dinner tonight? No, I'm going to be at the Skygon thing for hours.
She works at some place where they investigate. And there's her father, Raymond Burr. And her boss.
You really need some time.
You were the one that told me to follow every hunch.
And here's that little boy all grown up. We'll find out soon. That's Michael Vincent. He's a cop, and he also drinks beer while chasing cars. Apparently he's a spoiled rich kid. And his brother, I believe.
Yeah, you know, my daddy can have your job anytime he wants to. You know that.
And Martin Landau shows up, and he straightens everything out. He's a cop, too. Cooler heads prevail. They clearly don't recognize each other from 25 years earlier, but here they are meeting. She's coming back to this town to investigate some weird things they're finding on some satellite things. And a dog jumped on her car.
Thanks for your country hospitality.
Research.
That's why she's here.
A secret or something?
No, but there is something I should check out with you.
What's that?
I've got some equipment I'd like to set up around here, and I don't want to get arrested for trespassing.
Well, she's going out in the desert and planting these monitors to check on things, and she runs into a dog, which is probably the same dog that jumped on her car the night before. Reports to her father.
Yes, Jennifer.
Hello, Daddy. Remember those wonderful lights I saw in the sky when I was a little girl?
Yes, of course.
Well, was that space?
Got some cattle mutilations in town now.
Well, that ain't what I heard. I heard we got a cattle mutilation right here in Middle Creek. There's talk that you can't handle it.
Why don't we take some shots around the other side? Howdy.
Her father came to
So
town.
that's what you were talking about yesterday.
Yeah, same thing, different cattle. It's the fourth one we found today.
This guy and his wife were out horseback riding, and they stumbled upon Vincent Chevalier. And he's got a glow stick that burns and kills. Is it Darth Maul? Nope. It's Vincent Chevalier and his glow stick. And that's the actress Susan Kiger.
Coal's bigger in these cans. I mean, how you gonna dunk your donut in such a small opening like this?
Apparently it's perfectly legal for cops to drink beer while they're on duty. And of course they stumble upon the body.
Well, it's a mute. This time it ain't cattle, it's humans. There's human mutilations now.
The local rich guy is Neville Brand, and these are his sons, Darby Hinton and the other spoiled brat.
Death machine, pool of blood.
They found her monitors.
Now, we might not be smart enough to know what it is, but we know it's killing our cattle.
It's just a monitoring device. It's not hurting your cattle.
Yeah.
Well, she was getting hassled by the guys, and then Wayne showed up, Michael Vincent. And he's going to clean house on all of them.
When I was a little girl. When I was little, I saw the strangest, most beautiful lights in the sky. But no one would believe me.
They wouldn't believe me either.
And recognition sets in. There's one of her monitors again. And the aforementioned Neville Brand. This is on his land.
See what I told you, boss? That which has these all over your land.
Damn her.
He's going to take care of that. Well, Darby Hinton, the guy who's with me, wanders off, and the next thing you know, he runs into Vincent Chevalier.
What are you doing over there? Oh my God.
That's the end of Neville Brand.
Looks like that flaw that showed up in those satellite photos has led Jennifer right to Class 1 evidence of alien contact. That rock formation that she photographed has one hell of a crystal structure.
While investigating another mutilated cattle, the spoiled son of Neville Brand starts shooting at him. Meanwhile, Officer Martin Landau is exploring too, and he finds this cave, and he finds something very weird inside of it.
Here you go.
And then Vincent Chevalier shows up and tosses a limb to it. Basically, it looks like he's feeding it. And he just took off his arm. And feed it. And then he slices him open and kills him.
I tried to scare you away. I tried to turn the others against you. I tried to keep things the way they've been. But you wouldn't go.
What do you want from us?
I want to be left alone.
Anyway, he escapes Vincent Chevalier there, and then for whatever reason the feds show up, and they're chasing Jan Michael Vincent instead. So he hops into his motorcycle place. And for whatever reason, Vincent Chevalier has kidnapped
They wanted to keep track of
Jennifer.
us, and they needed me. It ain't fair. But now that she's here, you won't be needing me no more.
Then he takes his little glow stick and tries to stab her in the heart, but nothing happens to her. Nothing. She turns the tables, and now Jan Michael Vincent has ran his motorcycle into the gate there, and he's at the cave area too.
Nobody can stop what's meant
She
to
surmises that they were all chosen to be there.
be. Not me. Not you. And now my job's over.
And then she decides to take Wayne's hand, and they're going to step into this thing and start floating too. I have no idea what it all means, or what they're doing, but I guess they're going to dance. The alien dance. The spaceship shows up, and suddenly they're like beaming down, the two of them. And the spaceship takes off and leaves. And our film ends. And I have no idea what the plot was. Alright, I just got done watching The Return. This is a movie that is an old cable movie for me. It appeared back on HBO, Showtime Movie Channel, back around 1982, 83, somewhere in that range here. I never actually saw it. The movie came out in 1982, so it was probably late 82, maybe early 83 that this was on cable. Never actually saw it at the time, but I ended up taping it maybe in the early to mid-90s when it showed up on cable again. And I remember watching it at the time and not really caring for it much, but hey, since I had it on VHS, I had to get it on DVD or Blu-ray when it came out. And now that I have it, I've seen it again, and my opinion hasn't changed much. Cybill Shepherd, Jan Michael Vincent, Martin Landau, and of course Raymond Burr. I don't quite understand the plot of this movie. It's 25 years earlier, three people, Vincent Chevalier, and a young Cybill Shepherd and Jan Michael Vincent, when they're kids, see some lights in the sky over the New Mexico desert somewhere. And 25 years later, these aliens are back or something like that, and Cybill Shepherd works as a some sort of investigator. I don't know what exactly she's doing there, but they detect some things in the sky. So she comes back to this New Mexico area. She bumps into Jan Michael Vincent, who's a local sheriff now, and Vincent Chevalier is still there, and he has this glowing stick that he uses to kill people and kill cattle and these mutilating things. Then they all get together at the end, and it was some sort of predestined thing that they were supposed to be there. The aliens come back, and then they take off. I don't know what the point of this movie was. I didn't understand the plot at all. I didn't get it. I have no clue what was going on in this movie. Also starred Devil Brand, by the way. And Darby Hinton, you may have seen in there. He was in Malibu Express. Yeah, so anyway, this movie was directed by Graydon Clark, who actually I really like. He's actually a Facebook friend of mine. He directed Wacko and Joysticks and Without Warning. Love Joysticks. And he directed this one as well, but I don't get it. I don't understand what was going on in this movie. It just makes no sense. The best thing going for was the Cybill Shepherd. She actually looked really good. I've never been overly attracted to Cybill Shepherd over the years, but she looked really good in this movie. Kind of some strange outfits, but nonetheless she looked good, right? And poor Jan Michael Vincent, he was at the top of his fame at the time. I think he was doing Airwolf also at the same time, and then he ended up falling on hard times. So anyway, it's called The Return. It's available on Blu-ray from Scorpion. I must say, this disc looks fantastic. They did a really good job, as usual. Way to go, Scorpion. And picture looks great. It's widescreen. There's some interesting extras on here. There's an interview with Graydon Clark. There is a audio commentary with Graydon Clark. And then there's some cool trailers on here for 5 other movies that have nothing to do with The Return, including Humongous. That was kind of cool. So anyway, check this movie out. I'm curious what you think about it. I couldn't quite get into it because I just don't understand it. But let me know if you do. It's called The Return, 1982. Watch it. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments down below. We'll talk about it. The Return. Bye.